Hello everybody, hope you are good and safe. Today we are going to solve the first activity in Chapter 1, Statistical Survey and Vocabulary. Please follow me very well while I am solving and explaining the solution of the activity. This activity, guys, is an introductory activity to Chapter 1. We should solve it before start solving exercises from the book. This activity is an easy one and it covers all the objectives that we explained in the previous video. So please follow me well in order to make a short summary by solving this activity. This is exercise 1, guys. We want to read it, explain it, then solve it. In exercise 1, the observation of ages of sportsmen of a club gave the following table. Age in year, the ages are 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We have given the ICF, the increasing cumulative frequency, which is 3, 14, 28, 36, and 40. The empty rows, frequency, relative frequency, and relative frequency in percentage, which is the same as the percentages. In the first question, we should identify the population. The population means the set under study. If we read the first line in the exercise, the observation of ages of sportsmen, which set we are studying or which set we are taking to ask about ages, are the sportsmen in the club. So the answer of the first question is sportsmen of the club is the population. This is the answer of question 1. In the second question, identify the character and indicate its type. The character, what is the variable between this sportsman? The character between these sportsmen, the variable between them is the ages. Their ages are different. I want to give you a hint here. The first row in the table is about the character. Age in years is the character, which is 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. This character is numbers, so it's a quantitative variable. 3. Calculate the frequencies. From the ICF, we should move to find the frequencies. In the fourth part, calculate the relative frequencies. If we calculate the frequencies, it's so easy to calculate the relative frequencies. In the fifth part, calculate the percentages. Also, if you know RF, it's so easy to calculate the percentages. And finally, represent the above table by a pie chart, which is a circular diagram. In this way, this is a circular diagram. We should represent this table. Now I will solve this exercise in more explanation and details. So as stated below, the population is the sportsmen of the club. This is the set under study. It's not enough to say that the population is the sportsmen. The sportsmen were of the club. Number 2, the character. The character is the ages. This is the variable between them, and this variable is quantitative since it's represented by numbers. Now for part 3, we should calculate the frequencies. Look here, guys, I interchanged these rows. I put ages, then frequencies, as we usually work, variable frequency, then ICF. First, we know that the first number of a frequency is the same as the first number in the ICF, which is 3. Now guys, we start to find the values of the frequency. 3 plus which number equal 14? 3 plus 11 equals 14. This is equal. Now 14 plus which number equal 28? 14 plus 14 equal 28. Now 28 plus which number equal 36? 28 plus 8 equals to 36. And finally 36 plus which number equals to 40? 36 plus 4 equals to 40. Now to make sure our work is true and we are solving correctly, the values of this frequency are correct values, we should add 3 plus 11 is 14, plus 14 is 28, plus 8 is 36, plus 4 is 40, which is the same as this value. This is the way how to find the values of frequencies from the ICF. The trick here, guys, is to interchange the rows. Frequency first, ICF. Here is the first number, and we start 3 plus which number equal 14, 14 plus which number equal 28, 28 plus which number 36. These are the values of frequency. The total frequency should be the same as the total ICF. Now guys, we want to calculate RF. Following the rule, RF equals to frequency over total. So relative frequency of 14 is 3 over 40. Relative frequency of 15 is 11 over 40. Relative frequency of 16 is 14 over 40. After simplification, it's 7 over 20. Relative frequency of 17 is 8 over 40. After simplification, it's 1 over 5. Relative frequency of 18 is 4 over 40. After simplification, it's 1 over 10. The total RF always is 1. In part 5, calculate the percentages. In the same table, on the same table, guys, relative frequency and percentage, it's RF times 100. We multiply each value of RF times 100 and the answers as stated in the final row, the green row. The blue row is the answer of part 4, the green row is the answer of part 5. Always the total percentage is 100. Now for the last part, we should represent the above table by a pie chart. To represent this table by a pie chart, we should have the value of the angles in degrees. How to find the angle in degrees? Using this rule, guys. We apply it to find the value of the angles in degrees. We multiply each percentage times 3.6, so we have the value of the angles in degrees. This is the first step of the pie chart. Now for the graph. We draw a circle. We draw first this diameter. And we start drawing the angles. This angle corresponds for frequency 3. Then using the protractor on this side, we draw the angle of 4. Then using the protractor on this side, we draw the angle of 8, frequency 8. Then using the protractor on this side, we draw the value of frequency 14. The remaining part, the orange part, is the part of frequency 11. Remember that, guys, the total degrees should be in the table 360, and while drawing this circle or pie chart, the value should be same 360. Now guys, for the second exercise. A librarian made up an inquiry on the number of customers who buy a new magazine for a duration of 30 days. The results are given in the following bar diagram. So, we have on the x-axis the number of customers and on the y-axis the number of days. So guys, here the first question: construct the corresponding table of frequencies and increasing cumulative frequencies. 2. Find the relative frequencies. 3. Find the percentages. We should transform this graph into a table. The first hint, guys, here. This is the x-axis. This is x-axis. Represents the first row in the table, which is as I stated before, guys. This is the variable. This is the variable under study. The y-axis represents the frequency. Y-axis here, it represents the frequency, guys. Be careful, these are givens. This represents the frequency, guys. So, to solve this, it's clear now. The y-axis is the axis of frequency, and the x-axis is the axis of the variable. This is the variable, the first row. The y-axis is the axis of frequency. If we transform this bar diagram into a table, it's much easy now, guys, to find the value of relative frequencies and the percentages. Now I will solve it in more details. If we look on the graph, guys, for the number of customers 0, frequency for 2 days. For the number of customers 1, the number of days is 4. For the number of customers 2, the number of days is 5. For the number of customers 3, the number of days is 12. For the number of customers 4, the number of days is 4. And 5, 2, 6, 1 finally. These are the values of frequencies. Now it's so easy to find the values of the ICF. I will remind you first how to find the values of the ICF. As I stated before, the first value of frequencies is the same as the values of the ICF. Number of days on the y-axis is the same as frequency, guys. So, how to complete finding the values of ICF? 2, we added plus 4, the answer will be 6. 6, we added plus 5, the answer will be 11. 11, we added plus 12, the answer will be 23. 23, we added plus 4, the answer will be 27. 27 plus 2, the answer will be 29. 29 plus 1, the answer 30. We are sure here, guys, that the answer should be 30. The total here should be 30. Why? Since the inquiry was made for 30 days, this is the total frequency. For part 2, To find the RF, it's the frequency over total, applying the rule directly. And part 3, the percentages, also applying the rule, it's RF times 100. Look here guys, question 2 in red, RF in red. This is the answer of 2. Question 3 in blue, percentages are in blue. This is the answer of question 3. Question 1 in orange, the first 3 rows are the answer of question 1. Please guys, write this activity, the solution of this activity on your notebook. However, you are responsible about writing the previous activities and the explanation video of the first chapter on your notebook. Also try to contact us when you didn't understand. See you well soon, inshallah. Thank you guys.